Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to the stream. Hope you all had a good Sunday. Hope you made the best use out of your weekend that you possibly could. Just like it or not, it has come to an end. Am I a little fuzzy today? There we go. All right, so let's get to the drafting portion of the stream. AKA the, after the 30 seconds of intro that I try to come up with and don't really ever prepare and just basically say the same thing. Played volleyball again today. Played twos in the sand for a second day in a row, and honestly felt a lot better today. Body kind of adapted after a day or so, and felt a lot less worn out by the end of the session. Can't even claim first on mobile. That's 2 browsers in mobile I can't claim it on. Fix your shit. Yeah, that's a valid argument that I can't really, I have no refutation for, and yet I probably am not going to do it because I don't know how. So, oops, that was not the key to success. There we go. All right, let's play a draft. Nobody wants to draft tonight, apparently. Oh, never mind. There, they all went. Yeah, I'll have to research that, Stan. I'll have to see if anybody else has experienced a similar issue and see if they found a solution, because I certainly won't know what it is. That is for sure. But we can't have you just not being able to get first. How will we ever win drafts? Ooh, well, we might win drafts by taking Seraphic Steeds. That's a pretty darn good card. We've drafted this twice, not only once. I think, I thought maybe I had drafted it twice, but only got to play it once. Maybe, we drafted it in Night Strix as well, I think is the case in the first week when we lost in the first round. Apothecary has been good for us. Tyrant Scorn's surprisingly been good for us. I'm higher on Gigapede than I used to be. There's no way with how this pack is broken down that we're getting the Varmint back, just because, it's kind of light on white and or green cards. I expect not to get anything in our colors back, so we're not going to be sad when we don't get a green or white card. I'm not really caring about playing either of these anyways, and the land and the Varmint I don't think have a chance of coming back. But I think the Steed is definitely like a leap and bound above Apothecary, Scorn, Gigapede, anything else in Peddler. So yeah, we're going to take it and follow it up with, I guess, a Paladin. Paladins kicked our ass yesterday. If you didn't watch the Night Strix League, we made it to the finals, and Mishamigo took us down in the finals when she cast an astounding 4 Spinewoods Paladins in one game. Technically, she only cast 3, so she cast 2. I killed them both. She played the black-green multicolor card that returns 2 creatures, one to the battlefield, one to your hand. So she plopped one of them right back into play, and then she played the 4th one the next turn. And if you can believe it or not, we lost that game. I know, it's tough to believe sometimes, but that's one way to lose a game of Magic the Gathering. I'm going to take it here. It's not really the card I want to be second picking, but I believe it to be better than Townsfolk by a pretty large margin. So even though it is a 4/5 drop, I'm going to take it here. Ooh. Jolene says hello. And really nothing else in white or black. I'm trying not to be married to this Steed, which means maybe I should have explored pack 2 a little bit better. I kind of clued in on Paladin right away. I think Paladin's a good enough card that it's going to see play, as long as we're in that color, though. But I'm taking the Jolene here for sure. Other cards I'm interested in out of this pack, like Desperado and Lockpicker, both good blue cards. Pulverizer as just a kind of a cog that goes in a lot of different archetypes, honestly. Prickly Pear as well, but I'm going with power level right now. We're trying to play some number of these high picks. Yo, Flubab, what's going on? As many of our first couple picks as we can, but also trying to take the best of the first couple packs that we can. Okay, so picks here. Marauding Sphinx. I think that's off the table because we have both a Green Blade and a Cat Tarantula. think it's supposed to be Green Blade. Like, as much as I want this Cacturantula, I just take the cheaper card. You know, 9 times out of 10, I'm going to take the cheaper card. And Outcaster Green Blade is cheaper by 2 and or 3 mana. I guess not and. 2 or 3 mana. Never both at the same time. That would be hard, I guess. Back for more. That's the card that we lost to. That and Double Paladin. A couple good ones here for us. There is both a Possum and a Prickly Pear. I believe that Possum bridges the gap into possibly red-green more than Prickly Pear as a red card does, and it leaves us more open to still being white-green. There's also a Bighorn and a Dance. Both of those are a little bit more decisive. Dance is, I think, much better in red-green than it is in white-green, and Bighorn obviously only sees play if we play white. I'm going to take the Possum here. Sentry, much better in red-green than white-green. Repulse is the best card in the pack, but I'm kind of happy to let blue slip through our fingers for this draft, to be honest. I'm going to take a Sentry. And at this point, I know I'm green X. I'm either green-white or green-red. I honestly think I'd prefer to be green-red. 7th pick thrown from the saddle. I was actually kind of happy to look at this Dance of the Tumbleweeds, but yeah, I'm going to take a throne from the saddle. Once again, this one's kind of a toss-up. Green-white is more aggressive, and I think the removal spells play better in aggressive decks, and they're more likely to have it on a mount. But the creatures in green-red are going to be on average a little bit bigger, which means this will kill things a little bit more consistently. So, you know, obviously happy to take a throne either way. I don't think I'm going to end up being black in any scenario that I can think of. I mean, I guess it's not impossible. I could just take a Vengeful Townfolk. I'm never going to miss the Townsfolk. It kind of defers my decision on what color to go, and I already have this Green Blade. You know, if we open a rare and pack, a black rare in pack 2, I'm going to want to play it. Oh, wow, the Hearth did table. All the cards table. I said that the white-green cards would not come back. The only one that went was the Varmint. These two cards aren't great, but on average, I think white is drafted enough that Peddler is criminally undervalued. Anybody else feel that way? I feel like Peddler should not table on a regular basis, and it tables. I get this card last pick sometimes. I don't understand that for the life of me. I'm taking this Heath. And now I'll take the Ranch over a Townsfolk as well. I mean, at some point you got to consider playables, and maybe I'm putting somebody into white, but I think I'm just happy still deferring this decision. And I'm making the Green Blade better every desert that we can take. That's pretty late Wolverine. It's possible I should have just taken the goddamn Peddler, to be honest. I was pretty happy with the land, but had I remembered there was a possible Wolverine coming back out of this pack we just picked from, I probably would have taken the Peddler. The Bighorn also comes back. I mean, I don't know what to do at this point. Like, all the cards that I thought, you know, would have gone or not gone. So I don't really know, chat. We'll see. Okay, we see another Green Blade, and that's probably going to be the card that we take. I'm happy just to continue to take good green cards. You know, we've already got at least 2, if not 3, deserts that we're going to play. Green Blades with enough deserts are pretty good with Jolene as well. Speaking of which, I think we just take a second one. Mystical Tether is nice. I think I'd rather have Jolene than Mystical Tether. And like I said, I think our deck is coming together in such a way that I would rather be red than white, all things being equal. Although Wolverine is not at its best in green-red. I think I'm just taking another Century here, though. We don't have a lot of 2s. I really am missing that Peddler. To be honest, that's the pick I regret the most out of last pack. It's not taking that Peddler. I'm never going to be playing both green and white. Or, excuse me, red and white, probably. So the Bluffs is probably not what I want. I'm going to take the Century. Although with double Green Blade, maybe that's not true. Maybe double Green Blade search for both my splash colors would be a super thing to do. There's another Steed and a Feldar. Interesting. And a Lassoed from the law, or by the law. This pack is, and a fucking Bristling Backwoods. This pack has so many things for us. Huh. I think I'm going to let the second Steed go. I think Feldar, even if we play red-green, might be able to be splashable. And I think it gives us a pretty good late game. I'm going to take the Feldar. Maybe that's crazy. I don't know. Maybe it's just supposed to be Lasso by the law. Right now we only have Throne from the Saddle. But if we are red-green, I think we should probably get more removal. Question mark. Famous last words. I'm regretting that desert. The red-white desert. Although, would we take a red up? We took another Jolene over it, so I guess I'm not really. The card that I've seen that I am down a lot on, but seems to be taken more highly now than it used to be, is Badger. I felt like we used to get as many Badgers as we wanted, and now we just don't ever get them. I hate that these two are in the same pack. I really, really, really want a Cactarantula over too, but I'm going to take the Cactus Folk Sure Shot, surely. Yeah, I mean, okay, we're definitely red-green. We may splash the Feldar. We're not playing the Bighorn or the Steed. But yeah, I mean, with 2 Jolenes, a Sure Shot, and a Summoner, as well as 2 Sentries, I'm just taking anything with 4 power, like pretty much that exists. Including, you know, more Possums, because it can get 4 power. Like, that doesn't work with the Summoner. Oh, maybe it does. Maybe it depends on how the triggers work. I'm not actually 100% sure on that. And yeah, Drover fits the bill. It's, you know, it's fine. It's not great, but it's fine. Would like more deserts for the green blades. I'm definitely going to take another 2-drop here, though. 2-drops just needed in this deck quite a bit. Right now we only have the 2 Sentries. I'd prefer not to run this Wolverine in this deck because our curve is going to be a little high for this thing to be, you know, all that consistent. Naldrin Rivers is my recommended right now. I didn't even know they strummed. Wait, what? Strummed. Oh, streamed. I think you mean streamed. Savage Smash, 100% in the deck. Locked and loaded. Something of a heist god. I'm probably not going to run this Rise of the Varmints, but I'll take it. We're never splashing for a Steer Clear. Just take the Visage. And that was, I believe, the pack that had the red right dual lands, so we're not getting that. I don't think I'll run this Tumbleweed Rising, but we may. The old last pick, Razzle Dazzler. Hooking somebody up. Vadmir that we can't play. Really not a lot here that we can play. I guess we take a Naturalist. It's not the sexiest pick here, but it's okay. Could also take a Coyote. I don't think we're a great Coyote deck. And we do want to hit our land drops for this or for our higher drops, I guess. Although we don't have a ton of like expensive stuff, to be honest. This also does allow our sentries to like become self-aware for a turn and attack. I'm talking myself into this coyote. All right, I'm gonna take the coyote, I think. Oh. 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 Okay. Yeah, we're definitely going to try and put white in the deck if at all possible. We're going to take a Gyred. Non-token creatures you control have created a token that's a copy of target token. Oh, target token you control. Oh. Well, that's not all that good. How many ways do I have to make tokens? Do I have anything that makes it? I guess we have one Tumbleweed Rising. Is that really... Oh, shit. Well, fuck. Ran out of time, chat. It's not near as good as I thought it was. I mean, we might not even play it, to be honest. It is a 3/3 haster for 3, but splashing for that just seems bad. I'm going to take a Paladin over a Tether. I would like another removal spell, but we have one Throne and one Savage Smash. I think we'll be okay if that's all we get. Are we really not going to get a Cactarantula? Is that really how this is going to play out? We've upped our curve quite a bit. I am missing... Oh, okay. Well, we can take a Cactarantula now, but we have to pass up a Burrow Fiend for it. I hate that. We're also passing up another Abraded Bluffs, which is... God, these packs have... Like, we're massively open, but these packs have been so kind of condensed into a few cards, or a few packs I want, like, multiple cards out of. I just took, like, 3 things for our upper end. I'm going to take a Burrow Fiend here, to be honest. Burrow Fiend just turns into a big thing very quickly. I'd love for that desert to table, but I don't think... And look, now there's nothing for us in this pack. I hate this. I hate this so bad. I'll just draft the Force of Vigor, I guess. I don't know. Well, I'll have to read that in a second. I'll take another Sentry here. Wow. That is a late Miriam, but we're going to take a Beaver here. I was just talking about how everybody picked up Beavers super early now, and now we're getting 1/8 pick, but I guess everybody has had their fill of Beavers. Alright, the Naturalist tables. We would definitely want it a lot more now than we did. Our curve is significantly higher than it was before. Yeah, and we have the... Actually, I'm going to take the second Naturalist. Well, no, I'm going to take a Peddler. Who am I kidding? I'll take Peddlers. I peddle, chat. I'm probably just not running the white cards, to be honest. It's going to be a little bit awkward for our Green Blades. Our Green Blades do not have very many deserts. I actually don't like that at all. But what are you going to do? Oh, wow. But the Cactarantula came really late. Damn. Don't worry about it. The length of importance ratio of many of my messages is not where you want to be. That's fair. Okay. Well, we got to cut some cards. This is currently 12, 13, 14, 15. This is 17 lands. I think we are a 17 land deck. The question is, do we want to run a fel? I don't think we're running the Gyred. It just didn't get there. I think I do want to run all the deserts that we have. We have 4 deserts. I'd like to run all of them. Only one of them produces white. So we have one desert that we can search out with the Green Blades. If we run one forest, we have no real way to get the forest. So maybe we don't even run the forest. Maybe we run the Feldar off of just the Heath and the 2 green blades to go get it. I actually don't hate that. And that, I don't feel as bad running a colorless card when this is basically free. We'd be running the Heath even if we didn't run this card, to be honest. And then we can still, I think, get the Verge in there. I don't know where this split of red and green is coming from. Like, it looks like we have a ton more green than red. I guess it's because these produce green, probably. Yeah, we can't go below 7 mountains, so I guess that's right. Yeah, this Verge is really kind of... I want 4 deserts because, like, you know, I want these to be somewhat consistently 4 power creatures, obviously, because, like, that's kind of the, you know, part of the shtick of the deck, right? That makes our Jolene better. That makes our Sure Shot better. It makes our Summoner better. I think we just cut this Wolverine. We got a ton of 3s. We have like no interaction. Like, we have 2 removal spells, and then this is a fucking creature in disguise. I don't like this. I like, yeah, it's a big thing. We can make another big thing, blah, blah, blah. But, like, it's 1 less creature for the Burrow Fiend. It has to be the first, or, like, it can't be the first creature that you play. I think it's probably the weakest of our things. We're not a great pulverizer deck, but yeah, we have like 3 ways to pulverize, right? Oh no, it's never mind. It's not crime. It's second spell. We're also not a good second spell deck. I guess I have enough big things. I don't need to run that just as a big thing. Lowers the curve a bit. Yeah, for as open as the colors were, like, and for the cards we saw, I'm kind of a little bit unhappy with how this deck turned out. It's just, like, the packs were so condensed in how they were distributed in quite a few of the important packs. Didn't work out as well as it could have, but you know, that's a problem that happens from time to time. And I can't complain. I mean, this deck does look good. All right, let's see how it works out. Let's see how it operates. Actually, you know what we do have? We're very creature heavy, and we do have a naturalist and a burrow fiend. Maybe the Rise of the Varmints is just kind of sick. What would I cut for a Rise of the Varmint? Oh, and we have 2 peddlers. Like, we're gonna be putting cards in the yard. But it doesn't really do what the deck wants to do. I want enough early game that we don't get behind, and then I want large creatures. Yeah, I'm going to keep it in the board. Maybe I change my mind on that. Reach for the Sky is actually interesting. It does make the sentries self-aware. I'm going to chill on that for now, too. If this gave +3/+2 and trample, so we could put it on a thing that's already large and get it through, you know what I mean? That would be one thing, but I don't think it's what we need for the majority of the deck. It does make the sentries better, but that's about it. Alright, let's play. I wish we had, like, at least 2 more deserts in this deck, though, to be honest. Oh, now that I had a chance to go back and read your comment, I get it. You were, before the set came out, you were freaked out about instant speed Wrath, and so you thought that's why you'd be quitting Magic, and now it turns out Slick Shot's just fucking killing you before you get 4 mana, let alone 6. Instant speed, 6 mana wrath doesn't matter because you're already dead. Alright, we're up against Sadness. Oh. Okay. You're bringing me down, man. Oh, no. No red, huh? I don't think we can keep this hand. Sentry can't hold the fort by itself. I'm actually, I'm only 1 land away from Paladin. Alright, any land turns on Paladin, which turns on Sentry. That'll hold the fort until I get to Peddler, right? 100%. Absolutely. Keep. I don't have a red to search for with the fucking desert searchy guys, which is quite sad. Savage Smash. Another card we can't cast right now. Mountain off the top one time. Alright. Not feeling so great here, but we do have a plotted Paladin next turn. And they haven't been, you know, they didn't start out guns a-blazing here, so. Okay. Naturalist, alright. Ooh. Okay, their deck's doing big things. Still no red. We got the other comes into play tapped forest here. They're thinking about throwing from the saddle my Sentry, it looks like. If I had to guess. Which, I mean, I guess. Okay. Sure. Okay. Would I trade a Sentry for the Naturalist? I don't think so. I'd prefer not to. But then again... Yeah, maybe I will, because I get to play a post-combat second Sentry as well. Yeah, and the less cards I have in play, the less likely they are to be able to trade with the Paladin all that easily. Alright, let's just go. With all my mana up, they might not be able to block either. I can actually just make it not able to block, but then I can't play the Sentry. I'm not doing that. If they find a double block here, then that's fine. I respect it. I do. Our desert guys are 4/5s, if we ever find one. Because it searches out the last one. Alright, Cactarantula has been played. I would love to be able to Savage Smash that Cactarantula. Actually, no, I can't even do that. It still trades with the Paladin. That's funny. Well. This hand has not worked out. I mean, I guess we're just in. Yeah, draw your cards. I'm not going to be... Like, they're going to have cards in hand before the game ends, I think. So I'm just going to try and just play through them drawing cards. They'll have card selection, but it won't be raw card advantage because they're not going to get through all of them. And I'm swinging for 8 this turn. So... With 3 cards in hand I can't play. I think that's just got to be what we do. They can jump with a sentry if they want to. They decide against. So this turn, if they want to push damage, they have to actually attack with a cat tarantula. They can play another large thing. Never mind. Okay. Yeah, now we're definitely dead. Just never drew a red. It's unfortunate. Okay. We will be able to attack for 3 here. Well, yeah, okay. They're just, yeah, fair enough. Yeah. They'd gladly trade that off at this point in time. Only to cast mounts, chat. None of these cards is a mount, to be honest. It all went to shit, didn't it? They just block here. But what else am I doing? I'd rather make this trade now while they don't have mana up. They have 1 treasure. I guess, you know, Snakeskin Veil still blows us out here, but they don't have to take up the shield up. If they untap and attack with it, it's a lot harder for me to block and trade with a sentry. They have 5 cards in hand at that point and like a ton of mana. Alright, and they didn't find a block. Nice. So if they attack all out and only play 1 creature, we have a path to victory. If they attack all out and leave 2 creatures back, we have a path to victory if we find a red. If they just kill both of our things, we just lose. Alright, GG. Alright, no big deal. Kept a shady hand and got punished. That happens. It happens to me probably more often than others because I tend to keep more shady hands than I think a lot of other people do. But honestly, you know, I think I would keep that hand again. Maybe I need to be more diligent. But 2-drop into any land, unlocking that 2-drop to attack plus being a 5/4 that gains life, that goes a long way to catch back up if we're behind. Alright, we got all 3 of our colors. We have 2-drop, 3-drop, 6-drop. That's the curve we all hope and dream for, chat. Opponent has mulliganed once and is just like not willing to do it again, I think. I don't know. The opponent might just be salting out here at the very beginning of the game, or maybe they got caught up in something. Maybe I'm timed out. I don't think so, because it showed them mulliganing once. Like, the horse doesn't go over until they made their final mulligan decision. There they go. They kept 6. Okay. So it's got to be a tough hand. We'll see if it all pans out. Still not willing to move very quickly. Okay. They looked at their hand. Oh, Xeno. There we go. They named red with the Mesa. There's a decision to be made there. We don't have the best hand for this century, but we have a lot of cards that unlock it that we can draw starting next turn. A bandit. Wish we had more removal. Wish we had a way to kill that damn thing, but we don't. We'll take that. We'll plot the Paladin next turn, play the Gulch on turn 5. Definitely have Feldar ready unlocked and loaded to go. Would love to find a spell to play on turn 5. Just a creature to get another counter on the Feldar, gain another life. They just smash Stoic Sphinx into play. Yeah, that's it's not exactly ideal, is it? I think we can race that with the Feldar, but if they have a lot of interaction, we're probably dead to that. I'm not gonna lie. Turn 3 Sphinx, chat. Turn 3 Sphinx. They went red source, green source, blue source plus bandit Sphinx on turn 3. Love it. That was probably what they were debating. They were debating if they should name blue with the Mesa in case we killed the bandit. And they probably decided that they couldn't afford to do that. So we're looking for them to have a green or a red spell to play that is quite good. And I would assume it's in their hand. They wasted the mana to plot a Paladin of Varen. Okay. That was a huge draw. Because now I can play Paladin, play Jolene, play Burrowfiend. Wow. That's pretty good. And then Feldar next turn. Oh, but no, I'd have to draw another untapped land to Feldar this turn because I spent my untapped land to attack or to drop both of those. So we'll see. Maybe that was not the best. Maybe it's better to have the Paladin a turn sooner. In a perfect world, we just draw a untapped source. 1 source, 2 source, red source, blue source. Exactly. Alright, let's see if they think they can afford to find an attack here. And they go back up to 19. Okay. You didn't want to bounce my Paladin, bruh? That gives us something to do to crew the Burrowfiend. I'm attacking for 9 next turn as it stands. Actually, I'll be attacking with the Sentry as well, because I will be getting a treasure that I can ping with as well. It does mean... Oh, never mind. Since we drew the untapped source, I actually just get to play the Feldar. Getting the Feldar going is good. Oh, they played an Outlaw Stitcher. Didn't notice that. They have a 6/6 in play. Well, fuck me sideways then, I guess. Huh. Okay. Good talk, good talk. Yeah, now we're just going to lose to the Sphinx. We lose to Sphinx plus, like, thing that gums up the ground. Okay, well, I'm going to try with the Feldar, but I don't think we're going to get there. I'm going to saddle here and see what we hit. I just need more creatures in the graveyard for next turn. Okay, that's fine. That's just a little warm up for next turn. So it is bigger when we attack with it next turn. Yeah. Oh, wow. Okay. Do we just go to 1 here? How much life are we going to gain? We're gonna gain 5 life at least. So we go to 1, we go back to 6, we attack with Feldar. Plus like Paladin plus Burrowfiend. Then we don't have a lot of blockers. I don't think we can afford to go to, well, I'm going to 1. If they kill the Feldar, we're definitely dead here. Sure. Oh my god, another find a flyer too? Fuck me sideways. So now we gain 6 life, we go to 7, we still just die in the air because none of our creatures have reach. I hate this game so fucking much. Yeah. Alright, we're dead. The second flyer, I think, more than anything else, got us there. I think the Feldar goes a long way to actually winning that game if we don't have the second flyer. Because as long as the Feldar doesn't die, and I guess the Feldar with the 2 blockers they played, the Feldar would have died. Yeah, I don't know. It's probably a hard one to win anyways, but the damn flyer just took it completely out of our hands. 0-2. Oh, I think this deck is great, but has not played out that way. That game, I felt like we had a really good, reasonable curve. We came out and did things. Had plays on turns 2, 3, 4, and 5. And 6, and still we're just behind the whole time. So, go figure, I guess. All right, no 2-drop, but we have tap land into our choice of 3s, depending on if we draw lands or not, to get to 4 and 5. I'm going to keep, obviously. Armadillo. Okay. Century. Okay, so the real question is, they gave it a long pause and then passed. What's the best thing to play around here? Like, they could have a bounce spell. We can check that by trying to go to combat. If they have a counter spell, we can play around that by just plotting the paladin and the waste of mana. I'm pretty happy with those scenarios. Could just be fucking the deal 2 damage Ox thing. Steer clear. Holy cow. That's risky as fuck, but I guess I respect it. So we're trading Jolene for the Holy Cow. They get 2 life and a scry, and we get a treasure. Alright, fair enough. So now we just get the sure shot in play. If we draw a land, actually, even if we don't draw a land, we always have Paladin next turn. Sure. That's fair. Maybe should have sussed that out a little bit better. I was thinking of things more in blue since they played the island instead of in white. So they lulled me a little bit. Gave me the old rope-a-dope by playing the island that turn. Ooh, that's also a good card. Especially if I plan on attacking. But if I attack for 9, I'm not too worried if they draw a card. They're also not making land drops. The question is, do I want to spend the treasure to play the paladin, or would I rather try and double spell on a later turn and just beaver it up? I think I'm just gonna beaver attack for 8. And this has got the Vig too, so I can attack and still leave back a blocker for the brigand. I like that. Okay. Found the land. Okay. It's funny, they want to get rid of the sure shot. Since if they bounce the beaver, we just get the beaver back immediately, but you know, the beaver's the thing untapped that's preventing them from getting through their brigand. I guess they can't really get rid of the sure shot that easily anyways. Ward 2 is kind of a big deal. Detention sphere on the beaver. Okay. Respect. Get that attack in. Yeah. You drew a card, my friend. Congratulations. Woohoo. This is actually a 4/5 for 3. We get to play a land and then also spin the treasure to play the sentry. Don't hate that. Because it gets an untapped. Oh, it gets an untapped land, actually. So I don't even have to spend the treasure. And then, yeah, then we have more mana on following turns. Okay, I like that. Let me get the Verge, because we can just, you know, this is one more blocker they gotta have back. Yeah. I actually think that I should have spent the treasure to play the possum instead, because then it also would have made the sentry lethal when I play it next turn. But I guess the paladin itself is going to have haste, so it doesn't matter. The bad thing is the possum doesn't get haste off the sure shot, because this doesn't happen until it attacks. And this happens at the beginning of combat. Alright, we won a game. That's exciting. Nerith. It's not an easy way to go about it, but Greenblade does find us the white for the Feldar. with only one desert, it's going to be a 2/3. It's not the best. Throw from the Saddle is not the best removal spell with the Green Blade, but another game I could easily lose. Another land. Exactly what we wanted. Excellent. Excellent. Black, blue. I've played against so many Duelists of the Mind. I don't understand how I play against that fucking many of that card. I don't need to show them red yet. They're perfect Grixis colors over there. With a plot of a Wolverine. Okay. No! Well, I guess it's fine. I play Green Blade this turn, search for a desert, but I actually play an untapped desert next turn to plot the Paladin. On turn 5, I play the Hearth, and then that still gets us Feldar on turn 6. Okay. We have a plan, chat. We have a plan. Would I rather have Verge or Ranch? How many mounts do I actually have? Beaver, Grizzly, Possum. I have 3 mounts. I'd rather just have a thing not be able to block, honestly. Yep. Okay. Damn, another land, huh? Cool. I'm not going to block this Vial Smasher, which seems counterintuitive because we're behind, but like next turn, it's able to just blank both the Vial Smasher and the Wolverine. I think that's worth taking 3 damage here. Lazav, that's a scary card, not gonna lie. They didn't attack with a Vial Smasher. That's crazy to me. We didn't draw another play. I cannot believe that shit. Huh. Okay. What would I rather kill? The Lazav? If I start killing stuff, they just get to make Lazav bigger and make that, you know, make the Lazav into that. That being said, I really don't like that Vial Smasher being there. Lazav is maybe a tomorrow problem. I don't know. The Green Blade is once again outclassing. I guess I need to play the Hearth this turn so we make sure we have Feldar next turn. Actually, this casts Feldar as well. I can just keep it, but I think that's kind of crazy. I'm just going to kill the Duelist, I think. Just because I have the ground kind of locked down and I don't want to die in the air. Maybe that's a little hasty. That's a little hasty. I can put it on the Feldar just to make the Feldar permanently bigger, harder to actually kill off. I'm gonna pass. I'm gonna pass. They have to respect 4 mana up here. This could be like a Savage Punch. It could be I don't know, some other instant speedy kind of situation, but we know we don't got it, but they don't know we don't got it. All we got in hand is lands, chat. Abso-friggin-lutely lands. That sucks, not gonna lie. Big attack here. Well, not still a big attack here. You got it, bub. Yep. Go to 16. If they ever attack after not attacking for like so long, it's going to be Skullduggery pretty much every time. Alright. We got the ground locked up. Oh, wow. They're giving us free reign to attack with this Feldar? Yeah, so we get to kill the Lazav, and they can't effectively... I guess if they Skullduggery... If they do have the Skullduggery, but I think they would have been attacking if they had the Skullduggery. I'm going to kill the Lazav with the throw from the saddle. We'll see if there's a stick there. And then I'm also going to play the Paladin. Oh, if they have Skullduggery, Lazav doesn't even die. I guess the Feldar still gets the counter. It wouldn't be great, but I think I'm going to do it. Alright, no stick. That's awesome. Okay. Play the Paladin. I'd rather have the +1/+1 counter. Yeah. On this. Crew it with the Green Blade, I guess. No, Green Blade's a better blocker. Crew it with the Paladin. Looks like Feldar might die. It's okay. I would love to get one more counter on the Green Blade so it doesn't trade with Vile Smasher and Wolverine. I mean, it's a 2-for-1, but I have so many lands that, like, they've got virtual card advantage right now. And they're going to get card advantage off of the Loan Shark. They've already gotten advantage off the Wolverine. I will put that on top. I will replay that card. I can replay that plus play a Sentry. I'm not mad about that. If they have more interaction, we might still be in trouble here. They discarded a Rakish Crew. Okay. Attack for 3. Okay. The question is, would I trade Paladin for 2 of their things? Probably Vile Smasher and Wolverine. I think the answer is no. Like, once again, I just want to get the Feldar back down. Yeah, because if they have a removal spell for the Feldar, I want to have board presence still. That I can push damage. Because they do have the flyer in play, so they have a clock on us. Yep. It's a good blocker for the Feldar. Like, it can team up with, I guess, 2 other things, but I won't be able to kill all 3. That hurts, actually, quite a bit, honestly. I would love to draw some sort of interaction this turn. I only have one other interactive spell in the deck, though. All the card advantage is virtual. You're playing a video game. That is 100% accurate. Alright, we go to 11. They're already planning out their blocks, I think. No. Stoic. Another Stoic Sphinx? Are you fucking kidding me? Oh, that was a good draw. I'm not going to lie. That was a very good draw. We can play that and still leave up the ping. And if we play the mountain, we can also make a creature not be able to block. As long as they don't die, though, they just kill us on the swing back. I think Jolene's not good enough here. I'm going to ping the Plunderer so that it's out of the way. Make it so the Shark can't block. Make sure it's leaving me a red. It is. Fuck, I didn't crew it. Oh my god. I went through all that trouble and forgot one crucial step. I had to saddle the goddamn Feldar. We still need to push damage. Oh, that's so much worse. Okay. Can they kill us? God, that pisses me off. Two more blockers. Excellent. And a crime trigger. Ugh. Go to 10, they can attack for 7. Go to 9, they can attack for 6. Wait, what? What? Okay. We're just super dead. There's no way we push through the damage that we need. 1 and 3 for this deck is fucking nutty. Alright. Okay. We play the Beaver, crew the Feldar with the Beaver. Make it so the Lone Shark can't block. We're attacking with 7 trampoline damage. So they have to block some number of that. But then they have 4 other blockers. I mean, we try, right? We have to try. But we actually can't leave up the... We can't unblockable and leave up the ping on Jolene either. That's painful. Okay, so we attack, we gain 5 life. I think it's actually, yeah, I have to make the Lone Shark not be able to block, which means we're 100% all in on the fact that if this doesn't work, we die. So, they just have to mess up their blocks here, right? I don't think there's any way they mess up the blocks. Let's just be clear. All they have to do is put something in front of the paladin and something in front of everything else. Like, we have no cards in hand. This is perfect information. Yep. All right, we've lost. GG. Womp womp. 1 and 3, chat, with this deck, I think is an absolute crime. We played against 2 Stoic Sphinxes in our 4 rounds. We lost both of those games. What you gonna do? What you gonna do? Alright, so that hurts. Let's make sure we didn't unlock a pack with our 1W. No, we did not. Excellent, excellent. So I think I was misinformed yesterday when we built the Jace deck, the campaign deck. I think I hastily looked up a ruling and didn't understand its implications. And my search was too broad, realistically. I searched, did adventure work with Jace's plot, right, or something along those lines, and I found a real quick Reddit post that snippeted comprehensive rules number and the ruling, and so I just kind of skimmed it real quick and was like, oh, I guess it does work. But when I went and looked at it some more today, it seems like it is worded in such a way that if the actual casting cost of the card is able to be plotted, but then the adventure is a bigger card, then it would work. So for instance, the Bramble Familiar was the one that people seem to have been talking about, but from my understanding, it is not going to work this way around. So Virtue and Hornlock Whale, not the absolute killers that we were hoping they would be with Jace. So yeah, we've got some wiggle room now. If we're taking the Hornlock Whales out, which I think we probably should, they don't really do enough, I think, if we're not able to get them to play cheaply off the Jace. I think I will leave one Virtue of Persistence in, just because it is a removal spell early, it gains us a little bit of life, and this is a way to just trigger crime every turn that doesn't cost us any mana if we get to that point in the game later on. So I think we're back down to 3 Jace. So we're like 3 Jace, 3 Intimidation Campaign, and that leaves us with quite a few cards. So we had some things here in the maybe board. The Flesh Gorger was there for a similar reason to the Virtues. I wanted to see if Prototype would work, but if the plotting of the Saga doesn't work, I don't think the Prototype will either. These whales, I'm not convinced on the whales being any good. Just once again, once I remember the Descend had to be permanence, I don't think that's really where we want to be. I don't think Hearse, I think I like the Trespasser more than Hearse still. Aclazotz and Shelly, once again, I don't think I like, now that I'm thinking about the deck more and what it wants to do. So realistically, I think I just might add more Siphons in. I think I just like Siphons in this deck. The thing that Siphon allows us to do is just continue to make land drops. As long as one of the opponent's top 2 cards is a land, we just always take the land, don't really care, and just continue to make our land drops. I think there is quite a bit of value in that. I also think this deck is pretty mana hungry, and I probably want there to be more than 24 lands in the deck to begin with. These were in here as maybe lands, the Soured Springs and the Arid Archway and the Merrick's. I don't think the Merrick's is any good. I don't know that we need 4 Reefs. The Ottawa is great. Arid Archway is a way to get 2 lands out of, or 2 mana out of 1 land after we run out of lands. I'm not convinced that is worth running. Plot does work with Valky from what I understand, because similarly the casting cost in the upper right corner is 2, and that is the important part when it comes to Plot. After that, it seems as though you can cast the backside, the planeswalkery side. So yeah, I was just a little bit hasty and not didn't do my due diligence in my research that I did yesterday, which led us down a kind of a rabbit hole that we're not going to pursue anymore. But so I know when I looked through the cards yesterday, for some reason at some point in the process, I was no longer looking at things I didn't have collected. So I'm gonna go back in and look through the blue and green, blue and black stuff again. Yeah, I don't know if they are or not. I do, from what I understand, it works. I don't know if anybody's doing it. So what I actually want to look for is a little bit more. I want to look for creatures, planeswalkers, enchantments, or artifacts, or lands. Basically, I want to look for things that could get our permanent count up. Because the more permanents we have, the more likely it is that Wail of the Forgotten is going to be a card I'm interested in playing, which I think would be good for us. So like the lilies are good, the virtue is good. I don't think I want more, even though, the one trespasser is good, I think. I don't think I want more of that once again, because, it's in there mostly for the exiling of the graveyard. The Karavek I like as a one of. I don't know if we're going to get there on permanence. I just want to know if it's even plausible that we do that. Because I really want to put some more spells in the deck, I think. But I want to make sure that we want to be not casting these Wail of the Forgotten. So I want to kind of do my due diligence and check that path out. Dual Settled Mind would work pretty well with Wail. Right, it's a permanent itself. It puts things in the yard, etc. We have a lot of crime. I don't think it's a good fit though. Like I said, one of the advantages of a deck like this is that it strands removal in the opponent's hand. So I'm not too keen on this duelist. But it's going to be, I also fully admit it's going to be hard to find enough permanents to make Wail of the Forgotten good that don't include some creatures. So there's that. With this permanent, I couldn't remember how Jacob Alkin was worded. If the first Jacob gets killed and then we play another one and flip it, it doesn't get all the cards that were into the first one. The more creatures we put in the deck, also the worse Path of Peril gets. Like, Malcolm seems pretty good also with with Whale of the Forgotten, with Siphon Insight, honestly, because it has flashback. Also, they're just, yeah. Yeah, it doesn't target for any reason. Okay. Prankster would be bad, except for the fact that it really doesn't fit the theme of trying to commit a crime in any reasonable way. We're probably never using the actual 1/3 Vigilant Flying Body. And the big downside being that if I mill a campaign, I can't get it back. To be honest with you, I'm willing to look at non-creature permanents. It's going to cut down our time considerably, and I really am starting to think that I don't want a bunch of little shitters in the deck with Path of Peril in it. And I think Path of Peril is just too important for what this deck's trying to do. Mnemonic Sphere is kind of interesting. I know I'm not talking much. It's harder for me to really talk while I'm trying to parse cards as well. So, not the most exciting content for the stream, but I could, either just log off when when our draft abruptly ends, or we could do something like this. I'm not interested in playing any games with mono red tonight, so it's this or nothing. See, I'll get this. Each opponent. Bummer. If only we could play a Meat Hook Massacre, chat. How many of the fast land, slow land, surveil lands do we think we want? And Restless Reefs is part of that same conversation, I guess. I think I definitely want Reefs in at least 3. Like, the thing about Reefs is that, you know, it doesn't have the same problem as like a lot of other creature removal or creatures have, that they just can have removal, because it just sits there and produces mana until like we completely grind them down, and then if we're, you know, we still need a way to win the game. Intimidation campaign is probably not getting in for the full 20, mostly because we'll probably deck before that actually happens. Feels like a fast land over a slow land kind of deck. Yeah, I think I agree with that. Everything's 1, 2, and 3 mana, except for the Virtue, which even the front half of Virtue is. I think what I might do is go down to like 3 Reefs and then play 1 Surveil land, 1 Sewers, perhaps. This is what, like 28 land or something like that? 29? Yeah, we definitely don't need that much land. The question is, do I ever run? I don't think I'm going to run this Archway. And I just don't think I'm running Springs. Like, we're going to have enough ways to crime in our deck. I don't think getting a tap land in there is really what we want. Maybe we're running like that with like 26 lands for now. Despite the fact that everything's cheap, I think this deck is going to be quite mana hungry. Because like I said, like if you don't have Jace going, like it takes 3 a turn to do the campaign, and that can be obviously a lot. I guess we can look at Esper stuff, if there is any. No, I guess there wasn't any. Okay. Oh, there was Esper Obscura Ascendancy. No, that don't do it. That ain't gonna do it. Not seeing much that's jumping out here, which, you know, it's fine. This Hilda's Crown of Winter is still something that just, like, it seems like at first glance it should be pretty good, but I'm convinced that it's just not. 4 mana Kaito. I'll look it up back up in a second. 4 mana Jace is also, like, recurring crime, but it doesn't really help. I guess it does kind of combo with the Restless Reefs to maybe provide an actual mill strategy. Yeah, alright. That's really... Like, we could run a portal, but I think Virtue kind of does the same thing for cheaper. You know, we already have the pass for a Wrath effect. We don't need a Wrath effect at 9 mana. Yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of thinking that the whales are just not going to work. I guess I didn't include battles when I looked it up the first time. That's kind of funny. Maybe we're missing out on some sick battle. Oh, we were going to look up Kaito. Let's reset this real quick. I'll come back and do it again. Oops. Yeah, it's kind of there. I don't know if that's the kind of effect we want, though, to be honest. I don't know. We'll put one in the maybe board. It definitely is a repeatable crime effect, so there is some value in that. I would honestly prefer more of the spells in the deck be black than blue because it works well with the Karavek. Like, obviously the Karavek is just a one of, so we don't have to go crazy with that, but it is true that Karavek provides additional value that blue cards, or black cards provide additional value with Karavek that blue cards can't. Tougher to fill these last slots when we don't have just the easy button of like 8 adventure cards that work with Jace that we thought worked with Jace. I still might want Ahorn Lockwell. I'm still going to put one in. It's just a removal spell early that's also just a win condition late, you know? You know what? I will say we did not have one of these in the deck because I didn't think we need it with all the cards that I thought we were going to be running with Jace, but I think this is probably a pretty good Hull Breach horror deck. Hullbreaker horror deck. So I think we probably slot one of those in there now too. Silver Scrutiny doesn't work very well with Jace. You can plot it, but then you always cast it for 0. That's not great. Yeah, I'm not seeing a lot of great options here. I think for now, until I think about this a little bit more, I think it's probably just going to be going up to 4 cut downs and 3 go for the throats. And if I had to play this tomorrow, this is probably the build I would start with. And then we would make adjustments, obviously, from there. There's not a single instant or sorcery. Oh, never mind. I just kind of skipped over them. I was like, that doesn't make any sense. No to this one. No to this one. No to this one. No to this one. Okay, that's it. Yeah. I think I would try this as a starting point. Not quite as much there as I was hoping. We'll, I'm sure, come across cards that I've missed and work well in the shell once we start playing it. I think this is probably my starting point. Hopefully we end up rattling off some W's in draft and are able to get to the actual constructed portion of the life cycle of this set pretty soon. But we still got a ways to go, chat. We're like 100 rares short out of 240. So we're like 60% there roughly. So we got some more games to play, my friends. Anyways, that is going to do it for me tonight, chat. Thanks for hanging out. I will see you again tomorrow. We'll do it all over again. No raid tonight. Stin, I think, is still here, but everybody else has gone to bed. So you do the same, Stin, and we'll see everybody back here tomorrow, and we'll do it all over again. Hope you have a great night. We'll see you then. You'll get to play Jason a year. I know. Eventually, I'll get sick of it and just nope out. But yeah, you're absolutely right. All right, everybody. See you tomorrow.